In the early 1970s, funk wasn't just music, it was rebellion. And Betty Davis didn't just sing it, she weaponized it. Her sound was raw, sexual, aggressive, and unapologetically black and female. She completely flipped the script, writing about desire from a woman's point of view with no softness, no apologies, and definitely no permission needed. Radio stations banned her, record labels backed away, churches and civil rights groups protested her performances. She was erased from music history not because she lacked talent, but because she had too much power. By the late 70s, she vanished from public life entirely. Funk history marched on, borrowing her sound, while her name faded into the shadows until decades later, when a new generation of artists realized she'd been like years ahead of everyone. This is the Edge of History story of Betty Davis, the queen of funk who refused to be tamed. Welcome to History's Edge. If you love forgotten legends who defied the system, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We uncover more raw truths like this every week. Now, let's get nasty. Betty Davis was born Betty Mabry in North Carolina and raised near Pittsburgh. From the very beginning, she was bold. By her teens, she was modeling in New York, singing at the hottest clubs, and writing her own songs. In 1964, she dropped her first single. By 1967, she was penning hits like Uptown to Harlem for the Chambers Brothers. She moved in elite circles, dating icons like Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton. Then came her brief, explosive marriage to the jazz legend Miles Davis in 1968. She was only 23, he was 42. Betty was a force of nature. She pushed him toward rock and fun, introducing him to Hendrix and Sly Stone. She even appeared on the cover of his album Phillies de Kilimanjaro *, which featured a song he wrote for her, Mademoiselle Mabry, but the marriage ended fast. Miles himself reportedly called her too wild, but Betty didn't fade away. She moved to London for modeling, then landed in San Francisco. In 1973, she signed with a record label and dropped her self-titled debut album, all original songs that she wrote and controlled herself. She was backed by an all-star band of legends, Larry Graham from Sly and the Family Stone, Neil Schon from Santana, the Tower of Power Horns, and even the Pointer Sisters on backup vocals. Tracks like If I Am in Luck I Might Get Picked Up and Anti-Love Song hit with a raw, gritty, blues funk power. There were no victim narratives here. This was a woman who owned her desires and her power completely. In 1974, she released They Say and Different *, which she produced herself. The song titles alone scream defiance, Game is my middle name, and Dante call her no tramp. Then came 1975's Nasty Gal *, released on the major label Island Records. This was supposed to be her big break, but with a bigger push came a bigger backlash. Songs like He Was a Big Freak and the title track Nasty Gal were electric, confrontational, and deeply sexual. Betty's voice was rough and commanding like Tina Turner fused with the futuristic flair of David Bowie. On stage, she performed barefoot in wild, self-designed outfits, owning every inch of the space. Her concerts were legendary events. People like Richard Pryor and Muhammad Ali showed up to witness the spectacle, but the world just wasn't ready for her. Radio stations banned her music for its explicit lyrics. Religious groups and even the NAACP in Detroit protested her shows, claiming she promoted a negative image of black women. The politics of respectability hit her hard, as some in the black community feared her boldness would hurt the larger movement for racial uplift. Boycotts, weak album sales, and constant pressure to tone it down took their toll. Island Records dropped her. A fourth album she recorded in 1976, which her bandmates considered her absolute best work, was shelved, its master tapes lost in limbo for decades. By the late 1970s, Betty Davis disappeared. No more albums, no more tours, no more interviews. She retreated to Pittsburgh and lived quietly, far away from the spotlight she once commanded. The industry that couldn't control her had effectively shut her out. Years later, she reflected on the struggle, saying, "Everyone wanted me to be something I wasn't. In the end, I could only be myself." Funk music evolved, with artists like Prince, Rick James, Erykah Badu, and Missy Elliott all borrowing from the raw energy she pioneered. But Betty's name was largely forgotten. She was remembered more as Miles Davis's ex-wife or Jimi Hendrix's fling than as the trailblazing architect of funk that she truly was. Then, decades later, came the rediscovery. In 2007, Light in the Attic Records began reissuing her 3 classic albums. In 2009, they finally released that lost 1976 album, titling it ** Is It Love or Desire? **. The liner notes and new interviews finally revealed the full story of the battles she fought. Critics and artists alike began hailing her as a visionary who was simply ahead of her time. Prince once said that Betty Davis was the GOAT. Erykah Badu, Janelle Monáe, and OutKast all traced their musical DNA back to her. Even pop icons like Madonna and Lil Kim echoed her brand of unapologetic female sexuality. Then, in 2019, at the age of 75, she released a brand new single. A Little Bit Hot Tonight, her first new music in over 40 years. Betty Davis passed away on February 9, 2022, but her legacy is cemented. She was the first Black woman to fully write, produce, and manage her own funk empire. She projected a vision of liberation that freed generations of artists who came after her. Betty wasn't erased for a lack of talent, she was silenced because she was too powerful, too soon. Her story is a powerful reminder that when the world tries to silence bold voices, they often end up echoing even louder in the future. What's your favorite Betty Davis track? Is it Nasty Gal? He was a big freak. Drop it in the comments below. Let's revive her fire. If this Edge of History tale hit you, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories about forgotten rebels and funk queens. Thanks for watching History's Edge. Stay unapologetic and keep the funk alive.